Hi everyone, my name is Rob Roeder out of Clearwater, Florida. I'm going to be one of your hosts for this exciting, informative webcast today. We have our master distributor, Dean Manaheim, with us from DubLi, DubLi.com, and Dean is going to share with us some of the fine points. It's an amazing compensation plan, one of the most lucrative I've ever seen in 30 years being in the industry. So we have Dean here. We're honored by his presence. He's going to go over what we call the fast start compensation training, so make sure you're crystal clear on these multiple income streams and how this can get you to your dreams. So with that, I'm going to turn our presentation over to Dean Manaheim, our master distributor here at DubLi. Nice to see you, Dean. We're very excited to have you here.
Rob, thank you. It's a pleasure to always share some time with you and the team. And for me, as I've always said, it is a privilege. So thank you for having me today.
You bet. So we're going to get started. Over to you, Dean.
Okay. Well, as Rob was just saying, what we want to do is we're going to talk about the fast start, which is what I refer to as the front end portion of our compensation plan. And so as we start through the slides, what I want to do is kind of help you understand what the benefits are in terms of the fast start. And it's because I refer to it as an overlay on our overall compensation plan. And we use what we call a binary overlay that accelerates the ability to generate income, which means you've only got two teams that you really need to build. And as you can see, that it allows you to move quicker, it puts your teams together, it creates the ability to earn income to infinity as the organization matures and grows. You have the ability to make some fast start bonuses, what I call pure fast start bonuses. Then you also make your commissions based on the binary income. You make commissions, additional commissions on your personally enrolled that you get a bonus on, as well as generation bonuses based on your rank. So what we'll do is we're going to go through this in detail, and then and if there's any questions during the course of the presentation, Rob will ask them, and hopefully this will be the tools that you need to really understand the value and the significance of this compensation plan. So as we get started here, we'll go to the next slide, and this basically shows you a couple of ways that our business associates enter our business, either as what we call a team member, which means they're purchasing the $99 one-time registration fee and the $495 package. The $495 is the portion that is commissionable. The $99 is not commissionable. And when you purchase that particular package, you become what we call a team member. Now, one of the things about our compensation on the fast start, also on the front end, is you're given some gift points. And when I say gift points, what DubLi is basically saying is they want to help the new business associates generate income quickly, and that's why they're gifting them these points. And both the $495 package, which carries gift points of 4,000, and then we also have the PPA package, which is an accelerator package, and that's really designed for two types of people. One is those who want to market the partner programs, and those who want to just move fast and use the leverage of the PPA package to move through the ranks very quickly, maximize their income, leaving less money on the table, if you will. Now, the TM package is $495 commissionable. The PPA package is $2,475 fully commissionable, and they get 20,000 gift points. A couple of points to note on this is this. The gift points will go to what we call the common leg. Now, that's the leg that you and your support team all work together in building, and then you will focus your time on what we would call your personal leg, or the money leg, if you will, depending on the terminology you want to use, and that's what generates the cycles. Now, the 4,000 gift points, if you were to look at it from a cycle income standpoint, is basically 10 cycles that are going to be gifted to you. And you have to use these in 30 days from date of registration. If you don't use them in that 30-day period, those gift points are removed. One other point to note is the gift points apply to the individual business associate only. Those gift points do not apply to the upline, if you will. So it's just to that individual to help them generate the income. Now, if you think about 4,000 gift points, basically what we're really saying, that's 10 cycles. A cycle is $40, so that's 10 times $40, $400 in an accelerated cash that the company's putting on the table for you. The PPA package is getting 20,000 points, so when you look at that, you divide, and basically $400 is the trigger mechanism. So you're talking about 50 cycles there, so 50 times 40 is, again, $2,000 that DubLi's putting on the table to help you accelerate your earnings. So that's the two choices you have as you enter into the business. Now, as we move along, what you'll see here on our next slide.
Dean, I have a question for you, if I may.
Sure.
This is Rob here. I just want to focus on this slide for 1 second. Uh, I just want to comment on this, Dean, because I've seen the binaries before. I've been in a binary and done it very well with it, but I've never seen a company ever give bonus points. This is amazing because for that new person that's just getting started here, Dean, they're giving them a runway for that first 30 days to not only recoup their money out of pocket here, but to even go beyond that. That's incredible. I've just never seen that. What a generous offer.
Let me, we're going to take some time to really explain this on this training. So let me add something to that, Rob, because you're right. I mean, that's very important to note that. Not only has DubLi done that, but when you look at the package, let's talk about the team member package for a moment. It includes 5 of the vouchers, the VIP vouchers. Now that's $500 worth of product. So we just said DubLi's given the business associate 4,000 points, or basically, $400 in capable commissionable revenue to earn back very quickly. But when you also look at the vouchers that are included in the package, you're going to use one for yourself to be your own VIP customer. You're going to sell the other 4, which is $400 cash back. When all 5 vouchers are activated, including your own, you also pay roughly a $25 commission on those activations. So you're making another $125. You've got your money back, and then you turn around and say DubLi's going to give you roughly $400 in commission because they're going to give you bonus points. That is amazing because the company wants all business associates to be successful, and this is the best way to do it. They're saying you do your part. In other words, go to work to build your business within 30 days, and not only will you be able to recoup the cost dollars you spent to start your business, but you're going to earn some cash back immediately getting started. Now the same thing is going to apply for the PPA package, by the way, because the PPA package, with everything else that's included in it, includes 25 of the vouchers. Same situation. You're going to use one for yourself, sell the other 24 off. That's $2,400 cash back when they're sold, and $25 for each one of those. So that's roughly what, another $375 in commissions earned. So you've got basically your cost dollar back if you started as a TPA. There's a $1,000 certification training voucher included in that. That's basically free now. And then you're going to come out and you've got 50 cycles at $40. That's another $2,000. Think about that. I mean, it is amazing. And I'm glad you brought that up, Rob, because that is an incredible thing when you think about it.
It is amazing, Dean, and it is so generous of the company to offer that to help the people really jumpstart right in the beginning. But on top of that, what really blows my mind about this is those vouchers, the value of those vouchers, Dean. And let's face it, every time we sell or give away, for that matter, one of the vouchers to someone, they're in our store. And every time they purchase online in our store, in our mall, we're getting a percentage of the commission revenue back to the company. But I think what's more incredible about this, Dean, which caught my attention, is that they're not just going to shop for 1 week or 2 weeks. They're going to shop online for the rest of their lives. And who are they going to shop at? Well, they're going to shop at DubLi because we're the only company globally that gives cash back. But not only that, we're the only company globally that gives the most cash back. And they're still buying from the stores they've always bought from. So, Dean, every time we sell or give a voucher out there, that's a customer for life. And that means perpetual business. Not just 1 month, 2 months. How about 10 years? And then, Dean, there's the other side, the people they share it with. So the value of that could pay itself back many, many times. What do you think, Dean?
No, you're exactly right. I mean, the trainings that I've done when we talk about income, I always talk about the residual income. And I'm sure you've heard me say that you can't have residual income unless you've got retail customers willing to pay full retail price for your product and service with no vested interest in your business or even knowledge there's an opportunity attached. Here, and you're exactly right, the residual income comes from the fact that our customers are using the DubLi service. Now, whether it's shopping in the mall, whether it's travel, whether it's the financial services, whether it's telecom, and whatever other services and products DubLi will roll out over the next number of years to come, it is residual income being generated through purchases being made monthly. And when you've got an organization that literally will be generating millions of transactions weekly that are commissionable, you're talking about residual income that has nothing to do with building a business. It's residual income coming from true customers. You're talking about an income stream that's unprecedented on a residual basis.
I just love that, Dean. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, this is the mother lode here. Just incredible. And then again, on the PPA side of it, Dean, the ability, you get the certification from the training, which is extremely valuable because now you're trained on how to go out and approach the professional marketplace. But now you can tap into massive databases, and the nonprofits don't pay anything. Dean, I've never seen anything like this. Truly.
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, Ron.
So how does this Fast Start bonus work, Dean?
Here's the other thing that happens now. So when you've joined and become either a team member or a PPA with DubLi, you're automatically also put into the Fast Start bonus program, the front end of the business, if you will. So when you and the whole focus is building your infrastructure of also other business associates who want to do the same thing that you're doing. And so when you get your first two sponsored, one will end up on the right, one will end up on the left. On the package that they choose, whatever package that is, you also earn 10% on the value of that package. So in other words, if they start with a $495 package, 10% of $495 is $49.50. If they start with a PPA package, 10% of that is $247.50. So that's the first, what we would call probably the pure, true Fast Start bonus in the overall Fast Start package that we have. So that's number one. Then the second thing that happens is the value, the actual value, both, and this is dollar for dollar, by the way. $495 becomes 495 points. $2,475 becomes 2,475 points. Goes into the binary, which generates a second commission, a second bonus, if you will. Now, also recognize the fact that if that top position is you, and let's say you're what we would call your common leg, this is the leg that you and your support group are going to work with together, are on the right side, then your 4,000 points or 20,000 points will also automatically be added to your right side, which means you'll focus on your left side, which is your personal side. This is the side that you generate money on. So you've got those points sitting over there, so that means every time an additional business associate is enrolled on that on personal side, whether you enroll them or the people that you're already putting in there enroll them, that is just automatically turning the machine on and generating income on the binary side for you, which we'll see on the following slide. So it gives you the fact that ability to come out really quick and start to make some really good income.
Amazing, absolutely amazing, Dean.
So let's look at how that works. So when you sponsored your two people, and this is the first thing that we will do is you're building your business. One on the right, one on the left. When you bought your package, you became active with DubLi. When you put your two people in, one on the right, one on the left, doesn't matter if it's a team member or PPA, now you're qualified. And qualified means you're qualified to earn the cycle bonuses and the bonuses that come right after that. So now, as you see, you've become qualified, you've got active, you've got either the team member or a PPA, one on the right, one on the left, and then that starts to generate the volume that's going to go into your organization for your cycle bonuses. Now, one other thing I want to mention is that remember now the gift bonuses only applies to the individual, the person who bought the package. The gift bonus points are never factored in to the upline for generating your cycles. It's real dollars. It's either the $495 or the $2,475. And so that allows you to maintain your qualified and active status. Now, the only other thing that you want to do is the only requirement we have to remain active is to enroll one VIP customer a month, just one. Now, if for some reason there's a holiday, you're on vacation, something's going on, you're busy, and you didn't get to it, then what you do is you buy one voucher, one VIP voucher, which is $99, and that goes in your inventory that you'll sell at a later date. So either you're going to enroll a VIP customer or you're going to buy the voucher, one of the two, every month, or just one, and then that will keep you as an active status. And you always want to stay active because as long as you're active, the volume being generated in the binary will stay banked for you. You'll never lose it. It just stays there until you catch up to it and then you utilize it to generate income. You never, trust me on this, you never ever want to not be active.
So that's the only qualification right there, Dean. One VIP voucher per month, correct?
That's it. That is correct. Absolutely.
Now, what I wanted to ask you about with this, which I saw, is that when let's say we're signing up the free accounts, which is the most popular, everybody loves free, and we're giving free accounts, and of course they're getting their $10 cash bonus from the company. It's a kind of a no-brainer. But when someone that we've given out a free account is signed in, with a free membership underneath us, when they upgrade to the VIP, that counts as a qualification, doesn't it, for the VIP?
As long as it didn't come out of your initial package. Anything, in other words, let's say you came in as a team member, and within your first couple of weeks you sold out of all your vouchers.
Okay.
And so then you had a new customer come in, became a VIP customer. That counts to you, whether they bought a voucher, whether you bought a voucher, or they actually just registered, that counts to you for the future month.
Okay, gotcha. So once you've run out of your vouchers from your initial purchase on your package when you first come in, then from that point, anyone that's in a free, when they upgrade to the VIP, that could count as your qualification.
Exactly. In fact, there are some business associates, by the way, Rob, that will, when they run out of their own package, and maybe they came in as a team member, they'll actually buy a year's worth of vouchers in advance, so they don't even have to worry about it. Let it sit in inventory, knowing it'll be sold off. So there's a lot of different ways to do that.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so let's talk about how the cycles work. $400 is the trigger mechanism that generates a cycle. So in other words, when you've got one team member on the right, one team member on the left, they came in at $495 a piece. $400 is the trigger mechanism. So there's 400 on the right, 400 on the left, triggers the cycle. It's basically 10% of what would be considered, we would call it the weak side, just take it whichever the lesser side leg happens to be generating volume. So in this case, they're equal. So 10% of 400 is $40. That's your cycle. And that is the cycle. The $95 will carry forwards and be added to ongoing volume until you get enough, whatever your carry forward is, to generate another cycle. So this gives you an example on how the first cycle would be generated. Now, on the next slide, you're going to see what happens when you've got two cycles. So you're going to have basically two on the right, two on the left. In this case, again, it's balanced. So 10% of 800 is $80. Think of it as 2 times 40. It's the same thing. And that now you've got two cycles that's generated. The one here showing you the 3 cycles, same situation. It could be 3 team members at $495. It could be a PPA, and you've got a number of team members on the other side. Just so whatever the volume is and whatever it represents. So you've got $1,200, and that's basically $120 in cycles. 3 times 40 again is $120 from 3 cycles. And this can happen daily, weekly, hourly, whatever you choose it to be. And as your business matures and grows, and this is something to keep in mind, the longer you're in the business, as long as you have an active business, the more people are in your business, the more building is going on, the more cycles are being generated, which means nothing other than your income continues to grow.
Sweet, Dean. And the maximum payout, the cap on this binary bonus is $25,000 per week, correct?
Correct. $25,000 per week, $100,000 per month.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is a representation, so you get kind of an idea on as your team starts to grow and mature. This is just a representation of what can happen. So you've got on the left-hand side, you've got a number of people that came in as team members. You've got a couple of folks that came in with a PPA. On the right side, you've got half a dozen that came in with the PPA, and you've got an individual that came in with a team member. So when you look at the actual volume that it represents, on the left side, you've got $6,435, and it's also 6,435 points. Same situation on the right, you got 15,345. So when you do the math, $400 being the trigger mechanism, so you're going to end up with $640, which out of that $6,435, $6,400 will be used. $35 will carry forwards. And that generates $640 commission in cycles. So $640 will be subtracted from the left. $640 will be subtracted from the right. The remaining balance carries forwards to the next time a commission run is cycled.
Well, that's great, Dean. And what I'm seeing here is what we refer to as a non-flushing binary. And those points you said is carried over, so it carries over, kind of it's waiting there. It never flushes. Is that correct, Dean?
Yeah, it's like an insurance policy. That's why I made such a point of making sure you never lose your activity. You always want to make sure you've got either a VIP customer in or a voucher. Because if you ever went inactive, whatever volume you had banked there gets flushed away, and you don't want that to happen.
Oh, that's very important, Dean. Yes, indeed. So we need to make sure we stay current on our one VIP voucher a month. Gotcha.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That could hurt. Wow.
You'll only make that mistake once.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and here's the other thing, exciting about when you're building a binary overlay on the front end. I mean, it does create some real teamwork, because you've got your people who sponsor you, your upline, your support group, if you will. Now, they're still building, and they're building a business as well, just as each one of us are. And so, in this example, if that's you in the center, you've got a couple of people in your upline building, and they're enrolling people. In their case, they're going to still need to have some people on the right, some people on the left, and they're going to continue to strengthen both organizations. So their people ultimately will have to end up someplace below you. So you're getting help and assistance from your upline, because that volume generated by those people they've enrolled count to you, and you generate cycles on it. So that's all of us working together means we all work for each other's success as well. So that's also an exciting aspect of what we're doing with the Fast Start bonus program. Now you'll notice the personal leg is the leg that you are working on yourself, but you and the people in there that become the support upline for everybody else that is going to grow below that organization as well. So they have the same situation. That becomes their common leg.
So the potential for spillovers on both legs, Dean?
It is depending on the location of the individuals, because, again, we're all working together to make sure that everybody's successful.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I'm seeing here is that the leveraging side, that whether you brought that person in or someone else, once they're in one of those legs, whatever those people bring in and whoever they bring in, it's continuously growing, where you're cycling even though you may have not made the sales, Dean. Can you elaborate on that just for a moment?
But again, it's one of the reasons why I said the longer you're in business, then your income has no choice but to grow, as long as you've got an active building business. Because, here's the reality. Not that it's going to work this way. You may have only sponsored 2 people, ever. By the way, you won't do that. Don't encourage you to do that, because, I mean, if you do that, you're not rank advancing, because on the back end, we still need to build our business for rank advancing. But the reality was, on the binary side, if all of a sudden that continued to grow over the course of the next 6 months to a year, you may have only sponsored 2 people, but as long as that organization continues to grow, you continue to earn income. And that income did nothing but continue to grow. So it's a very powerful aspect.
That sure
is what we just talked about a few minutes ago, Rob, on the bonus points. So again, the team member package is 4,000, and the PPA package is 20,000. This just gives you the written explanation on those gift points, how they're applied and where they're applied. And then the time frame, as you can see there, it's 30 days.
Gotcha. And just for a moment here, Dean, going back to this other slide here, we call that working smarter, not harder. So what I'm seeing here is it's not so much the people that you know, but it's the people who they know and the people who they know. This is the true leverage. And of course, this is a global business, Dean. So you could have people who know people in different countries, and you're actually leveraging on a planetary scale, Dean. This is massive here. Wow.
Exactly. And that's already happening, Rob. There's lots of our people that are already experiencing that. They knew nobody outside the country. Now, here, this is an important slide, and this is an important aspect to our compensation plan that if you're making notes, this will be important for you to note. Our general compensation plan, for lack of a better term, is a unilevel. What we're talking about right now, the Fast Start, is the front end of our plan. So that means you can build as much width as you want in the back end of the business. You will earn on the front end, on the Fast Start portion, a 10% matching bonus on every single one of your personally enrolled on their binary income on the front end. Now what it means is this: you may have sponsored 10 or 15 or 20 people, but all of those people in some fashion, 10 on the right and 10 on the left, or 5 and 15, or however it does, are in 2 teams. But your bonus is pulled from how they look at your unilevel side. So in other words, you may have 5 people stacked in a row on one given side, but you're the person that enrolled them in the business. So that matching bonus will apply to you and you only. It can be a tremendous amount of income as you start to understand the makeup of our compensation plan. Each one of them needs to, and by the way, each one of them needs to do the same thing. They've got to become active, they've got to be qualified so that they stay involved and engaged in the business.
Wow, so you have different assets of the compensation plan. You got the back end, which is kind of based on a unilevel. You can go as wide as you want and benefit from that. And then you have the front end of the binary, the best of both worlds here, Dean. Really incredible.
It's powerful. It's powerful. And you're going to see here as we go through the balance here what it really means. So here's what I want you to look at. We build our rank advancement based on how we build what we call the back end of our business, the unilevel side. And that's how we move from team member to team leader, team coordinator, all the way up to senior vice president. Now, as you just saw, you will get a 10% commission, matching bonus, 10% of the binary commission earned by your person enrolled. And it stays at 10%, it starts right from the first individual as a team member. So you're going to get that all the way.
Dean, let me make sure I understand this. So anybody I bring in personally, whatever they earn in the binary, I'm going to make 10% of their earnings. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow.
That is correct. So if you've got 20 people that you personally enrolled, and they're in 2 teams on the binary side, you're going to get 10% of 20 checks.
That's incredible.
Plus your own, by the way. Now, when you get promoted to team leader, you're going to earn what we call a 10% generation bonus on your first team leader organization. Now we're going to go through what that means here in a moment. So I just want to cover this recap portion of it first. When you get promoted to team coordinator, you pick up 2 generations, 10%, 10%. 10% on the first generation team coordinators, 10% on second generation. And by the way, this is on top of your 10% on your personally enrolled. Sales directors have 3 generations, 10 first generation, 10 second generation, 5 third generation. And by the way, this commission is also always paid on the binary income, binary cycle income. Vice presidents and senior vice presidents both have 4 generations, 10% first 2 generations, 5% the second and third, or the third and fourth generations. By the way, the vice presidents and from the sales directors and above a generation will be identified as sales directors, that particular rank. So let's take a look at what that really means. Because as we start to look at what a generation is with the upcoming slides, then you'll get a real grasp for what we're talking about. Here's the team leader. Now I want you to notice that top team leader is you. You're the team leader. What this represents is there's 4 people before there's a team leader, an individual qualified as a team leader. So what it means is you're going to earn a 10% matching bonus on the binary income on that first person, second person, third person, fourth person, because none of those are team leaders yet. The fifth individual begins your team leader generation. You'll earn 10% on his income, and you'll earn 10% all the way through him till you find the next team leader. Now, you won't get 10% on the next team leader, but you'll get up to that individual. If you happen to have an organization, you're getting started, and maybe you've got 5 or 10 people in a row, none of them made team leader yet, you get paid to infinity, 10% of their binary income.
But as you move up the rankings, Dean, you would capture that team leader if you're higher than him, correct?
Correct. But this is where the first generation starts at team leader. Now, when we look at the next one, now you're talking about a team coordinator. Now that changes. So here, that top team coordinator is you. Now you've got 3 people before your next team coordinator, your first team coordinator. That starts your first generation. Now you'll notice there's 3 people between you and that individual, so you're getting paid on them plus that team coordinator. you'll notice there's 4 individuals and then the next team coordinator. So you're getting 10% paid on those 4 individuals. And you're also getting paid 10% on that team coordinator, which starts your second generation. You'll be paid on everybody past that team coordinator until you find the next team coordinator, and it'll stop in front of that team coordinator because you only get paid on that one.
So if any team leaders in there, you're getting it all, Dean, because now you're one level up. You're one right. So anything that's team leaders, you're going down as deep as they go, and you're getting all that 10%. I've never seen anything like that, and that's amazing.
Yeah, you're talking about some incredible income, especially if you're building a good organization, a solid organization, because here's where the reality really starts. You want your people successful. You want your people making incredible money, because if they're making incredible money, you're making 10% of it, plus your own money, by the way. Sales directors. Okay, same situation, sales director. You're the top. That top sales director is you. You get paid through everybody. That second sales director is your first generation. Third sales director is your second generation. Fourth sales director in this example starts your third generation. So you're going to get paid through all of that, all the way through that bottom sales director until you find the next sales director, and then it'll stop in front of that sales director. You get paid a 10% match on all of their binary checks, all of them. If for some reason you've only got 2 generations of sales directors, but you've got 10 or 15 more people that continue down in that line, you get paid on all of it, all the way to the bottom. And by the way, when we talk about matching bonuses, we're talking about matching bonuses from the personal genealogy, meaning all of this is being pulled from your personal unilevel. So if you've got spillover that's come in from your upline, you're not getting matching bonuses on theirs because that goes to them on their personal genealogy.
Okay, so just for a moment here for clarification, Dean, because I really I find amazing. I've never seen anything quite like this. I've been involved in binaries before, one left, one right payout, 10% match on the personal, but what I'm seeing here, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. And Min and Julie, if you're there too, because I know you guys understand the binary as well, this is amazing. So what we're looking at here is, my God, as you move up the rank, well, Dean, what's it take to get to team leader? What does somebody have to do to be team leader?
Team leader, you personally enroll 3 people at the team member level. You got 3 personally enrolled, your team leader.
Wow, that's incredible. And then how about team coordinator?
Team coordinator, you've helped your 3 personally enrolled enroll 3. So there's a duplication, 3 and 9. So your team coordinator with 12 people.
Wow, that's very doable for the guys that are working this and focused. Now, and what about sales director, Dean?
Sales director, it's going to be take your 3, help them get their 3 is 9, help the 9 get their 3 for 27. Your sales director, basically with 39 people all coming in at the $495, the team member package. But let me stress one thing here. When we talked about the PPA package, I said it was built for 2 people, those that wanted to market the partner programs, and successful people that wanted to move very quickly through our ranks. When you buy the PPA package, you're effectively starting at the team leader position. So if you enroll 3 people who also select that PPA package, you just went to team coordinator.
Wow.
If you help those 3 people enroll 3, so 9, who also select the PPA package, you just went to sales director with 12 people.
Wow. That's incredible. Wow.
You can think of it as a rapid rank advancement tool. It's kind of how sometimes I think about it. But remember now, just because you have a title doesn't mean you're making lots of money, because you got there very quickly. Now, as your business matures and grows, as it has to, and that's just the natural course of business, you're maximizing your income. That's why people want to get there as quick as they can, because they're not leaving any money on the table. They're at the higher percentage at the higher rank, so they're making more money.
So essentially what's happening with these matches, going down 4 generations as you move up to senior vice president or vice president, Dean, is you're getting the 10% match on all your personals, but anything that's between those rankings. So I could see getting a 10% match on a lot of people other than your personals. I've never seen that ever offered in a binary before. Min, what do you think?
Let me add one other thing, Rob, because I'm sure this hasn't sunk in to some of our folks yet. When we talk about generations, we're talking about generations going down your level genealogy.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have, let's just say you happen to have 10 personally enrolled, and all 10 of them happen to be sales directors.
Wow.
That's 1 generation.
My
You got
goodness.
10, but that's one generation.
That's incredible. Well, I know we have Min Ho here with us, very successful, multiple seven-figure earner in the industry, and Min and his partner Julie. And Min, we've been successful in binaries before, but I've never seen anything like this. What do you think about this, Min? Can you add any thoughts on this as far as this matching bonus here, generational bonus, the power of this?
Rob, what amazing, just watching this and to witness before our eyes when it comes to first, second, and third, and of course fourth generation match. When we're so used to the level. I remember a previous company where we enroll you to the business. In 3 years, you made over $5 million for the 10% matching bonus. That's one level. For that, we have earned over $500,000 just for the match. Now, just listening here in the last 20 minutes and to able to witness first and second and third generation, this is truly a dream builder's business right here. And if you are dream creators, this is yours. I mean, I'm sitting here getting goosebumps, and all three of us here break dancing over here. So exciting because we're going to change and touch so many lives, and with the help of our master distributor Dean here. Dean, thank you so much for explaining that. So exciting, Rob.
Wow, thank you. Never in the history of a binary have we ever seen anything like this. Well, Dean, I understand there's even more things going on with this. How does it work at the upper levels?
It's the same thing. The vice presidents, senior vice presidents, we get also 4 generations. And but the generation for us at those ranks is based on sales directors. So if there's a sales director, it will start a generation. But the vice presidents, senior vice presidents, generally they're we've all sponsored 20, 30 wide, whatever the case may be. So you got to remember now, we're talking about our generation pay being pulled from the unilevel side. So if we've got 10, 15, 20 sales organizations, 20 legs if you want to use the terminology, then you're talking about generations paid down through each one of those unilevel organizations.
That's incredible.
I'll venture a guess that whatever your income is on the binary side, because remember now we match the binary maxes out at $25,000 a week, so you have the capability of earning $100,000 a month. If we're focused, and I like what Min talks about when he talks about helping people, and I use the term empowering people, and I believe we have a vehicle here where we can help people deliver to their families the promise that they made years ago, and maybe for whatever reason weren't able to deliver on it, lost hope, and maybe believed they weren't entitled to it. But I mean, I've always been a firm believer that people are entitled to the very best. And here, we want our people to have this opportunity because the power of this income, whatever their binary income is, when we help our people and we're getting a match on their income, there's an old saying that if I help you make $1, is it okay if I make a quarter? And most people will say, well, absolutely. Your income on the match, helping lots of people, can be anywhere from 3 to, I'll venture a guess, 8 times your binary income. If you're talking about a strong organization and you're really helping people be successful. Now, you can digest that for a little bit and run some numbers on it, but those are powerful numbers. Powerful numbers.
Wow, sure is, Dean. So what's this, how do we maximize this?
It's simple. Get ready to build your business. Put one on the right, one on the left. I love the way that Min says it. It's no problem. Put one on the right, one on the left. Keep building. One on the right, one on the left. Let's just go to work. Duplicatable. Anybody can do that.
Oh, that's incredible. I remember saying from Min and Julie, one left, one right, build to China. And Dean, I understand that we're looking at China as a marketplace. How are we looking at the progression with that?
And you weren't supposed to say that.
Uh-oh. Let the cat out of the bag. Uh-oh.
It's coming, and it's going to be there very, very soon. But, here's the thing you got to remember now. I mean, we're talking about the world. The market in China is astronomical. We know that. But look at the market in Japan, in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Korea, and all of these countries. Look at what's available to us in Brazil and in Central and South America. I mean, let's not forget the United States. We haven't even started here. Are you kidding me? We haven't even tapped into this. So there's a tremendous opportunity right now for people that recognize the value of what we have with DubLi and the power that this compensation plan will give.
Well, Dean, I really appreciate taking the time to share this and clarify the front end of the compensation plan, which is the the fast start bonus and the binary. And you touched on something there towards the end about the other side, which is the back end. And this is really what I think excites me the most of everything I see at DubLi, is that a person doesn't even have to look at the networking side if they didn't want to. Okay, of course we know we have networkers out there and they're going to want to maximize their earning for their time. But for those that don't want to get involved in the networking side, they don't have to, Dean. I mean, what I'm seeing here, that DubLi.com has strictly looked at Wall Street as an e-commerce company, and then just from the customer acquisition side that you talked about, going out there and getting involved in the PPA program, being able to leverage themselves and tap into massive databases of nonprofit and profit businesses. What business in their right mind is going to say no to an e-commerce company where they can earn an income stream on all their database, purchasing and getting cash back? It's amazing. So that alone, like you said, Dean, I can see that dwarfing the front end. But of course, what I love about DubLi the most is there's something here for everyone, and that's when you have a company that really offers a platform where everyone can succeed depending on what their needs are. And really, truly, Dean, I don't see how anyone can get hurt here based on how this is structured. So I've been looking for something like this for many, many years, and I'm so glad that we found this. And the timing of what we're looking at here. I know I think about Alibaba over there in China, the success that company's had in e-commerce. No doubt the greatest business model of all time. But honestly, Dean, I can see DubLi at really right behind them because they don't offer cash back. Is that correct? I don't think.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, but here's the one thing I'll also leave you with. People look at us and they look at the shopping mall, the cashback, obviously. They look at the travel, the cashback, financial services. I mean, all the pieces that make up our model today. If you've been on any of the presentations that I do, I always, at the end, I talk about the end game for DubLi. And that is creating the world's largest online community transactionally driven. Transactionally driven. Now, when you look at what we have today, it is our foundation, it is our base. But we know in the coming 1, 2, and 3 years, there's going to be a lot of additional products and services added to DubLi that have nothing to do with shopping, have nothing to do with travel. But customers will engage because it brings value to them and their families that are all going to be commissionable to us. Now, I use the banks and the credit card companies that issue the credit cards. They make billions of dollars annually on credit card transaction fees. They don't care where we use our credit card. They just want us using the ones they issued us. We're talking about creating a global base of consumers, transactionally driven, whatever it is that they do. And it will be things that have nothing to do with shopping, by the way. And so when we've got that in place, Rob, it's going to be unprecedented numbers that are being generated in transactions that will all become commissionable to us. You're talking about something that's going to be history in the making.
Wow, very exciting indeed. Being in front of this trend, Dean, and seeing clearly that e-commerce is definitely the place to be. Well, thank you so much, Dean Manheimer, our master distributor here for DubLi. Appreciate your time, sir. I just want to bring Min and Julie out here for a moment for some closing comments. Guys, the success you've had in the industry is really recognized and acknowledged. But, I mean, where do you see this going here in the next couple months, in the next few years? How far do you think this can go?
Well, thank you, Rob. That's $1 million questions right there. Dean, what a beautiful job you've done here. The key word here is timing. And what amazing to us to able to witness the part of the launch of the DubLi, the two-team system. The company, of course, been in business for the last 11 years and able to have this launch for two-team system with 3 powerful bonuses. We're talking about fast start bonus, and then of course the two-team system bonus, and then the matching generation bonus. Those are 3 powerful right upfront money right away to have someone hurting financially able to start right away and get paid. Dean, we couldn't be happier. We are so excited, Rob, myself, and all four of us here. We looking forward for 2015. And we have seen in the past what we've done. This is going to be 3 or 4 times bigger than what we've done. We're so excited, Rob. Timing, e-commerce is on the rise, and here's our time to shine. Here we go.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I think in terms of 3 or 4 times bigger, it might be maybe 100 times bigger, man. This is massive.
Yeah. We gotta be low key, right? Low key. Yeah, we got low key.
I hear that. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much, Dean Manheimer, for being here to share this incredible information. We'll see you guys on the webcast. Bye for now.